Hi, welcome to the Q. My name is Lisa Maroney. I'm the Director of Business Development, and I work for the town of Chelmsford. I am back here again with my co-hosts and some invited guests from the Chelmsford Public Library. We're going to be learning all about their adjustments, their future programming, and how we can better utilize the resources at the library during the pandemic and what to expect going forward. So I'd like to welcome back Karen and Jen. So thank you, Karen. Let's turn it over to you.
Thanks, Lisa. Good to be back on the queue. Missed you guys last week on our Memorial Day break. I'm really looking forward to this show because I know the library in my town has been a really valuable resource for me and my family, even though the doors are closed. We have the library app on our laptop, on our iPad, and we are able to still take out books from the library and read them. My son and I are in a parent-child book club, and we are still able to have our book club meetings over Zoom. And that has really helped my family feel a little bit less isolated, even though we can't go into the library building itself. And this is a really important topic for me because senior isolation is a big issue. A lot of our Visiting Angels clients are feeling very much alone, even though they spend a lot of time in their homes by themselves anyway. There's something about this crisis that just makes it feel even worse. And so I'm really looking forward to hearing from the librarians about how seniors can feel included and still use this valuable resource, even though they can't go into the building. So on to you, Jen. What's up?
Thanks, Karen. Hi, folks. I want to thank our guests today for joining us. So we have Becky Herrmann, who is the library director here in Chelmsford. We have Sara Dempster, who is head of youth services, and Jessica FitzHanso, who is head of reader services. So Becky, let's start with you. I'd love to hear about how the library's been managing things so far through the pandemic with being closed. We heard Karen talk about how her family's still utilizing library services. So kind of walk us through what you guys have been doing up until now. And then we can talk about what things are maybe going to look like in the future for you folks.
Thank you so much for inviting us to the Q. It's nice to be here. And it's actually nice to be here in my office, which I haven't been for the last, 9 weeks that we were not able to be in the building. But we have been working from home, doing all kinds of virtual programming, everything from story times to sing-alongs to, we have an upcoming art of the cocktail and mocktails that we're going to be doing this coming week that Jessica can tell us about. We've had lots of other programming that we've been able to manage with people that we had scheduled to come could then do a virtual version of their program. And it's been so wonderful to actually reach out and hear from people through Facebook, through our newsletter, through, we have a chat box where people can chat on our website and call. We also have been getting lots of phone calls. We had the phone ringing at the library. We three of us had the phones from the library in our house, and so we would just have conversations with people, wondering, when are you opening? What can we do? How can we use the online stuff? We've been doing a lot of instruction on how to download ebooks and audiobooks, how to use all of the different resources, and that's chelmsfordlibrary.org/econtent is where we have all the different things, whether it's music or movies or our books. It's been wonderful seeing people take advantage of that. One thing I would just say, Karen, when you were saying about connecting with seniors is one thing that we just added in the last couple of weeks is a dial a story, which is super fun, which every day is a different, either a story, an essay, a children's book, and different voices every day. So it's actually, I think Monday through Friday. You guys can correct me if I remember, but it changes, and it can be anything. Never any longer than 30 minutes, but usually more like 7 to 10 minutes kind of thing. And
Becky, thanks for that. Can our seniors find that information on your website?
Yes, absolutely. It's on the homepage, and actually it's easy enough to remember. It's just our library number, and the extension is 1234. So it's a lot of fun. But I can have Sara or Jessica can fill you in on the kinds of programming that we're doing. But we are, as I said, we're super glad to be, partially back in the building. We still have some people who are doing some things from home for us too, so that we can, gear up for what's coming. We don't know until the next phase 2 comes on, what that will look like. But we right now are just offering the curbside pickup, which in the last week, in 5 days, we checked out almost 1,800 items, which was awesome. And and that was before we actually officially announced it, because we had kind of a soft opening, because we still had tons and tons of books that were sitting on hold that had been from early March, when people had not been able to get them. So we're expecting to have a really busy week this week. And we really want to encourage people that even if they don't know what it is that they want to read, that we have, you can just call on and talk to any of our librarians, and we can actually put together packages for you. It could be summer reading bundles. It could be if you're a mystery fan or a thriller fan, or you just want 10 picture books for your kids, and you give us a couple topics, and we'll be able to put those together for you and have those at the curbside. But I don't want to be the one talking all the time. Why don't we hand it over, since I just talked about kids' books, how about Sara tells us about summer reading?
Yeah, we'd love to hear from you, Sara. We've spent a lot of time on this show, The Q, talking about families and particularly with the kids out of school and how they've been managing to keep busy and keep connected. So tell us about some of the things that you're doing with the children in the community.
Oh, sure. I'd love to. So one of the things that your viewers might really be thinking about right now is, oh my gosh, school is ending and all of my summer camps are canceled. So what on earth am I going to do during the summer? And one thing we're really excited about here at the library is our summer reading program. So our youth services team has actually come up with a completely new program that we are so proud of, and we hope that the community is going to be just as excited as we are about it. We have designed a program that should be accessible to kids who are voracious readers and kids who don't love reading as much as maybe we at the library wish that everyone on earth did. What we're doing this summer is having kids log the days that they've read, and we encourage everyone to read for at least 15 minutes a day. And kids earn prizes for every 7 days that they read over the summer, with sort of the ability to set their own goals. And our program is for kids 0 to 18. So yes, even if you have a little baby or a toddler, you can read to them and you can participate in our summer reading program too. And in addition to the reading program, we have tons and tons of other fun stuff going on. So every day during the summer, every weekday and Saturdays, there will be something fun going on. And usually it's going to be at 11 a.m. And through this period where the librarians have all been working from home, we've been doing story times Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And they all have been from our homes, but you'll see pretty soon they're going to transition to being back in the library. So I'm really excited for everyone to get to see our wonderful building again.
That's great. And I'm sure all that information can be found on the website as well, right?
Absolutely, yes. And a lot of programs that everyone's familiar with, like for instance, making ice cream and having our favorite musicians come and visit us over the summer, those are things that you'll be able to do over the summer, either through a to-go program or even online. Excellent,
great stuff. So Jessica, why don't you talk a little bit more about some of the other programs for the greater community, not just children, but also for adults as well?
Yeah, we've really kind of tried to jump into this whole virtual space. I think when a lot of libraries went into these temporary shutdowns, everyone immediately said, what can we do, to keep bringing programs to our communities? And so when I contacted a lot of the people that I'd planned to hire during these months to have in-person programs, they were really open to the idea of going virtual. And so the library, when we learned quickly how to use Zoom, we contacted these people, and then we started offering these programs. We had a 2-part gardening series, which each one 70 people were live in the Zoom meeting for that. We recorded it and we were able to offer it over YouTube for people to watch later. Same thing with the bike maintenance program. We had a bird watching program, which was that one worked really well for Zoom. And then coming up this week, as Becky mentioned, we have one. It's sort of cooking related. It's Art of the Cocktail, but she will be covering alternatives to alcohol as well. But the chef is Liz Barber. She's from Hollis, New Hampshire, and she's got this really beautiful garden. She sources all of her ingredients from her own gardens, her own landscaping, and when people register, they'll be sent the recipes so that they can go to the store and and buy the things they need, and then she'll help them to create a cocktail during the meeting. And then after that, we have a how-to podcasting series. How-to podcasting program. So that's just one of those activities like bird watching, like cooking, like gardening, those things that you can do at home without having to you can do from home, and a lot of people are. So we want to help people have a really great summer. We are also doing a series of virtual trivia. We just had our first one last month, and so we'll be doing that for June, July, and August. Also, our book groups take a break typically in July and August, so we're going to be offering a few more additional virtual book sharing, so that the community can kind of join us to hear about some new and upcoming titles, but also to share the things that they've been reading, so everyone kind of gets a good list of new books, especially now that we're able to actually get you the books from our shelves. We're really excited to continue doing that. So.
That all sounds great, Jessica. And I think, you might want to make sure you send the link to the program with the drink recipes to all of our Q hosts, co-hosts here. I think that might be something that we're particularly interested in.
Yeah, we've talked about the quarantini more than a few times, haven't we?
Yes, exactly.
And
I almost think that it might be really fun to combine that with the trivia as well. So.
Yeah. We leave that up to the people in their own homes,
yes.
what they bring along with them. So.
Well, we all know how extremely vital the library is, but I hear so much energy in your voices, and there's just so much passion and enthusiasm to always provide services, but the way you've repositioned and reapproached how the pandemic has affected all of us, I hope you realize how very important it is, the work that you're doing all year round. I am just very impressed with the amount of topics, from bird watching to mocktails, cocktails. It seems like every subject and topic can be made into something fun by the library. And I know that when this all first happened, the first reaction was the library and the senior center. Those two places are extremely vital out to the community. And as I listen to everyone talking, I can't help, my business development side of me kicks in. And I know that the library is an excellent resource for businesses as well, for a variety of things. Researching information, training on topics, all those types of things. So at some point it would be great to have a segment just to talk about how businesses in the community can benefit from the public library services. And thank you so much specifically for the age-friendly contributions that you've done, for the work we've been doing all together. I'm very excited about the upcoming tablets that you're going to be amending for age friendly and others. So I don't know, Becky, if you want to expand on that a little bit.
Sure. As part of the age-friendly group, we actually applied for and look like we're in really good shape to receive a grant from the state that will help us to use our PopUp mobile library to go out to the different senior housing and the senior center and neighborhoods. And along with that, there was a separate grant that the age-friendly group was awarded. And so we were able to purchase 10 tablets tablet computers that will be programmed to be the most, with the larger font and with quicker links and things of interest to seniors. And then what our hope is that we'll go to these different areas, working in conjunction with the Senior Center and with the Council on the Aging, and be able to teach seniors how to upload books, how to use our different websites and resources, and just become more familiar with the technology in a way that my mother has had the worst problem just trying to figure out how to download DoorDash because she wanted to order food in the pandemic, and she just kept saying, I tried it for 2 weeks and they kept just saying it wasn't available, and she just hadn't understood how to put a credit card in, or how to just set it up. And so there's just some very practical things that that technology is being used for right now that make it even harder on our seniors, I think. And so we just want to smooth the way for people and try to get everybody up to the level that they need to.
Very true. And I think as you do that, they'll likely gain a little confidence with technology, because it is very intimidating, especially, we all run into problems with our phones, things like that. So I really appreciate the extra efforts that you do that go unnoticed, and everything Sara and Jessica, all that time you put in to quickly revamp and just come back out and just put those services right back out there in a different way. That seem really exciting for the summer, for families to enjoy the library throughout the summer.
And Becky, I just have a question about those tablets. So I think I picked up from what you were saying, it sounds like that folks will be able to access the internet from those tablets. Is that right?
Yeah, they're actually like mini hotspots. Yeah, so that they would have their own wireless access.
That's great, because I know that there are so many people in the community that are reliant on using the computers at the library, which they haven't had the ability to access. I had a call from a resident just last week who needed my assistance with applying for food stamps because she only has a landline at home. She doesn't even have an answering machine. She doesn't own a cell phone. She doesn't have a computer. She was used to going to the library to be able to use the computers there for internet access. So I think that, in addition to these tablets being able to be useful to seniors who might be sort of in an isolation kind of situation right now, they're also going to be tremendously helpful to the community of folks that don't have access Absolutely. To some of the technology that the rest of us have.
Yeah, and keeping that in mind, besides the senior-oriented ones, we also ordered an additional 10 tablets that will also be able to be checked out the same way at our curbside. And we are also reconfiguring the laptops that we use within the library so that people can take the laptops out into the parking lot, which, if you didn't understand, we have Wi-Fi in the parking lot. So even before we open, we'll be able to loan the laptops to people to be able to do things like doing your online bills, or having to do your taxes, to pay your DMV bill, or those kinds of things. People definitely who don't have Wi-Fi at home, have been coming to the library and doing very practical things, applying for a job. So many jobs now are just online. So yeah, no, we are smoothing the way for that to happen. Even if the building doesn't physically open, we are actually in this coming week, we'll be announcing how all of those things will be able to work.
And I'm assuming all of that can be found on the website once it's all worked
Absolutely.
out.
Yeah, the website. And if people don't, when you go to the website, there's a way to sign up for our newsletter too, and that's another resource for getting the most up-to-date news on things. So I just encourage people to do that. When you sign up for a library card, then you have the ability to sign up for a newsletter at that time too. And you can still sign up for a library card even though we're not open, because you can do it online now. So again, the front page of our website has the ability for you to be able to do that. And we've given out hundreds of cards during the time that we have been closed.
That's great. It's so great that folks are turning to the library and utilizing your services. And I know you guys have really, really stepped up in what you're doing. And, as Lisa said, when things first started to go down, it was evident that the senior center and the library were going to be impacted most heavily first. And Becky, I think that the library was probably first on board with, even getting things going. You were sending even town employees some different,
Yeah, we did a wonderful resource page that my staff worked on just for things for people to do from home, both the public and town employees and staff. But that's what, we're librarians. We just what resource should we do? How can we make this happen?
Right.
It's been challenging, but I think my staff has really done a wonderful job of rising to the occasion. And I really appreciate all the thanks that you guys are giving us too, in recognition.
I know I got my library card done remotely, so thank you very much for that. And I'm just curious to know if Jessica or Sara, what would be on your wish list? What else are you striving for that the community or any of us could help with in supporting your future endeavors?
Oh my gosh, just come and sign up for the summer reading program, watch our story times. As much as we love to see all of you, and that's why we do this job. So that's my number one wish, is for people to come and partake in all of the things that we're offering, because this isn't the staff's library, this is your library, this is Chelmsford's library. So that's the number one thing I think that all of us really, really want, is for everyone to just enjoy the stuff that we're putting out there and make use of it.
Great. I'll definitely help advertise. And I know that my contact list, we have a lot of workforce that still comes into Chelmsford every day. So maybe there will be some new library members that want to I think that some of the businesses don't necessarily follow down at the local level at our library. So I'll do my part with that, definitely.
And can I also just chime in that we should also watch for some news from the Friends of the Library that will be coming out soon, because they weren't able to hold their actual book sale, but they're very interested in trying to make sure that some of the books that were donated get delivered to the public. So they're working with the food bank, they're working with schools, and maybe some of the public health stuff to be able to disseminate some of those books for free as packets to people who are in need of books right now. So.
Excellent. All great stuff. So I think maybe we can end with a little teaser and have Jessica give us a little trivia question that we can all try to answer. How does that sound?
Okay, so this one, I think Becky and Sara might already have heard this one, but this is one of my favorite trivia questions that I always bring up. So what is the collective noun for a group of wildebeest?
The collective noun for a group of wildebeest, and I'm guessing it's not wildebeests.
No, right. It's one of those really strange collective nouns. People like to collect them in their brains. So any ideas? No. Okay, it's a confusion. Yeah, so that's kind of a fun one. So we've got but we try to mix it up so not all of them are as tough or as easy as that one. We try to put something in there for everybody.
I've been to safari many times, and I can tell you that it is an accurate description of a group of wildebeest.
Was that ever brought up in any of your safaris?
No, it wasn't.
So next time you go, Karen, maybe you can be the educator and provide the group with that description. I'm just thinking that if confusion is the collective noun for a group of wildebeest, then maybe the Q co-hosts are all wildebeests. So
possible.
But when I do tell the safari guides the answer to that question, I will definitely credit the Chelmsford Library.
Definitely do that.
Awesome.
Definitely do that. So with that, I think we're going to wrap it up. Thank you very much to Jessica, Sara, and Becky from the Chelmsford Public Library. We really appreciate it, and hopefully everybody will continue to watch the Q and Q in next time.